Hey guys. I always say I have plans to do stuff. Yeah, I look like shit this morning. I'll tell you why. Why, you may ask. Heather, why do you look like crap? Again. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. Sorry, my hands are all over the place. Jesus Christ. Why is it so sunny? Look at this window. It's like beaming of light. It makes it look like poltergeist is outside. Jesus Lord. Alright. So, I would like to say I always vaccinate my kids, especially the flu shot. No, it's not because people tell me to. It's because if I didn't get the flu shot, I got it 4 times. The one time I didn't, I got it 4 times. I'm not kidding. I got A and B twice. My doctor said she never saw anything like it. That was like a couple of years ago. That was when I was being put on cell set for autoimmune, and this happened. Satan. I can't get a break, guys. I'm in a couple of flare-ups. My arch is still shattered. My Achilles heel is still torn as fuck, and I'm gonna put pictures in here so you see my nightmare. Thanks. So I talked to James, and James knows my nightmare. James is my moderator. Actually, I met him on here, through the YouTube stuff. Actually, I met a lot of people on here through YouTube. I ended up with lifelong friends. So, cool to you guys. But he knows my nightmare I've been going through with my feet. So, Stevie goes to his competition shit. He was the only one. It was in New York State. If you sing, you have to be elite with singing. I taught him everything. I swear to God, when that kid becomes famous, he better dedicate something to me. Because it was a nightmare teaching him. But he always heard my voice and said, hey, could you teach me? Okay. I would say he's more of a theater kid. I'm more of a gospel Methodist church singer. That's what he calls it. It's true. Maybe one day I'll pop on here and sing and hopefully not blow out my speakers. But, so he was the only one in our area, literally in our region of the area, that got asked to come to sing this New York State. All the elite came together and sung a concert. I mean, it was amazing. I didn't get to go, but he showed me some things, and it was all paid for. They went to Rochester, they did that thing, great. He was sad because, there's one song they have to literally belt loud, and he's not a belter. He lost his voice, and he couldn't do the main concert. He was in it, but he couldn't sing in it, because he had no voice. So that pissed him off. But he comes home without any voice because he lost it, and then starts coughing. And I'm like, listen, I told you. I freaking told you. Because last spring, Thomas ended up with Omicron. Vaccinated or not, ended up with Omicron because apparently everybody got together. Nobody got tested first, which was beyond fathomist, but whatever. Even though I test Thomas, so I made sure my kid was good. Which, parents, come on, bro, really? Just because you don't see that there's other families with, deadly diseases like me, or whatever, people with cancer, can you please have the common decency to check your own kid out before you send them? Seriously. So, I'm getting there, ladies and gentlemen. A couple days, I'd say probably about Wednesday is when Stevie started getting worse. He was up actually all night throwing up, and his fever went from low to 101.8. He was going into the normal, horrible range. And I was like, listen, you got to get to the doctor. Of course his doctor's on vacation. That always happens every time my kids need to go to the doctor. Their fucking doctor's on vacation. So we had to wait 2 extra days, which you probably would have got the help if you didn't have a shitty system going on over there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of you, Bassett. You know that. I only like 2 people there. And that's my primary and my back doctor. That's it. So I want to state something gross. So me and Stevie go to his appointment yesterday. The PA or nurse assistant or whatever the fuck she is, I hate her from day one. I hate her from day one because she battled me one time saying my kids didn't have strep. I know my kids more than you, honey. When I tell you to do a strep test, you do it. Guess what came back positive? Strep. And that was a few years ago. Quite a few years ago. So yeah, fuck her. But she goes to get out all the tests, the swabs, throws it into the garbage and goes, oh, I forgot a swab. Oh, see, it's still in the package. And then I'm like, are you kidding me? Made her redo that real quick. I was like, we're in the middle of a pandemic, right? And you just did that? This is why I hate you. But Stevie's test, he's negative for COVID, which I knew it wasn't COVID. I knew it was the flu. I just didn't know which one. So Stevie's test came back positive late last night at 11. It took well over fucking 20 hours or so until to freaking get the results, which was stupid. But she's like, oh, it comes back quick. I'm like, no, it doesn't. I've gotten the flu check before. My kids have gotten the flu check before, and it takes a day or so. She's like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, I'm telling you, it does. And guess what? Yeah, I was right. I really hated that woman. But I was trying to be nice to get the fuck out. And so he's positive for flu A. Stevie's immune, I'm not worried about him. His immune system is like a rocket. They sense anything. It's like one day he's sick, and then the next day he's all like, yeah, like he's showering right now. I think he might be out, but he's fine. Thomas woke me before I am. Telling me he was throwing up all night. Checked his fever. High fever. I gave him the dual action, which, by the way, guys, get this. They need a generic. Like, I don't know why there's no generic of this yet, because it's expensive, but Advil dual action, which comes with Tylenol and ibuprofen. And this is what they tell you to do when the kids are, like, I would say, like, say 10 or 8, where you alternate Tylenol and ibuprofen, so it keeps the fever down, so they don't end up like what Stevie did when he was little, with a febrile seizure. His fever spiked. I didn't even know he was sick. He had silent pneumonia and a double ear infection, and he never complained. When you have boys, bro, they don't complain when they're little. They complain as they're teenagers. It sucks. But I gave Thomas this to not get his fever down. And the night I was like, buddy, you got to get as much sleep as possible. I'm like, and I'm going to tell you guys all this, and this is facts, okay? We all know I'm a fact person. I give people facts, not somebody's opinion, which is probably not even true. I give the facts. Then I'll tell somebody if it's my opinion or not. But it's factual. The things that I'm just totally about to tell you guys. So when it comes to, like, I'm trying to get it all ordered in my mind. Even though my kids got the vaccine does not fully protect you. Especially, it's the first month of getting it done, you're actually only half protected. And that's why my kids ended up with the flu. Actually, it's why Stevie ended up with the flu. Thomas didn't want to leave his side, so Thomas got sick, even though I told him to stay the frick away from him. But every time I peed, he went into the room, and then he made friends with Stevie, made friends with his flu. But vaccines do actually work. They just lessen the effect. Stevie's would have been way worse. Thomas's probably is going to be way worse. Would have been way worse if they didn't get vaccinated. It's the first time they ever had the flu in their life, which is actually miraculous. Because as a kid, I never got vaccinated for the flu vaccine once, by the way, and we had the flu all the damn time. It sucked. It sucks. Like, you guys remember in October when I was sick because Stevie got me sick, and Thomas. I was like bronchitis, horrendous mess for an entire month. Sucked. So I'm hoping I don't get this. But if you catch any flu within a 24-hour span and they can help you, like Stevie's test would verify what Thomas has. And they even said he's 100% most likely. There's no point of bringing him in, which I wasn't going to. And they immediately sent over Tamiflu. Now, Tamiflu is a viral medication that you could take within the 48 hours. First 48 hours. And it takes away a day, well, between like 2 to 4 days of the flu. So it lessens it a little bit. It's actually hugely beneficial for people who have a lot of issues like me, Thomas, Thomas has a heart condition, so I was like, you need to give it to him now. So I'm still waiting for Rite Aid, which I hate Rite Aid, man. The Rite Aid by my house is the slowest, meanest, rudest people I've ever seen in my life. And I battled them all the time. I was like, yo, there's no reason for you to be nasty to me. I said, hi, how are you? I was being nice, asking about your day. Do you have to be a dick? Like, is that your life goal? Quite a few people have gotten fired over there because of their shit. I don't know if, like, you have to be a bitch to work there. But, I mean, all these people are coming because they're sick or have medical issues or conditions. Our life is worse enough. You don't have to make it worse. But there are things that you can do to, like, my kids that are full-blown sick. I think Thomas is scared because flu A, it's factual, flu A is the worst flu out of flu A and B. Now, the difference between them is flu A actually was from animals that got transferred to, humans and blah, blah, blah. Flu B is the human to human one. So flu A is animal to human. Now, I wonder, I would say my feeling is my son probably got this from his concert thing in Rochester that all of New York State got together to do. But a part of me makes me wonder if, because my ex took them to a zoo for like Christmas lights in the freezing fucking cold, by the way, which was stupid. Didn't understand that. When I have a son that has Raynaud's and loose fingers in the cold, which, by the way, I told him, I was like, I don't care if they go. It's cool. I got nothing planned. And normally I'm like that with my ex. He's a nasty person. Just saying. But if I'm not busy or have nothing scheduled, if you tell me like within a 24-hour advance, dude, cool, take them. Do what makes you happy. If the boys want to go, take them. But all I did was tell him, Thomas says Raynaud's, please make sure his fingers and everything just stays warm because he can lose his fingers. It's dangerous. And he was like, I don't know why it's a big blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm just telling you about your son's health condition. How is it a big deal that I'm telling you this? How is it an inconvenience? It's your son's health. I'm letting you know his disease, one of them that he's had for years. And I'm letting you know to just make sure he keeps wearing his gloves and he wears his coat. That's all I'm asking you to do. Like, why are you acting like a tool? But he does this, so I'm not surprised. We don't get along well because I'm tired of being disrespected. That's why I left him years ago. Smart. But, which, by the way, to men and women out there, if you're in a relationship that's toxic, that they have tried to gain full control, that they'll try to put you down, any domestic abuse, mentally or physically, get the fuck out. Because the longer you stay, the worse it is. And I'm tired of people saying, oh, I stayed for the kids. Don't blame the kids. Don't put that on them. Because I left for my kids. I gave them a better life for my kids. So please do not make that excuse. I've been in all sorts of abusive relationships. And the longer you stay, actually, the worse it is. For the kids and for yourself. Look what happened to that girl. I don't even remember where it was. It was in the U.S. You guys probably heard of it if you watch the news. I don't, but YouTube News was on there. And this woman had a order of protection against her husband. He just got out of jail. Went to the house. Not only did he kill his mom, he killed his wife and kids. Yeah. And everybody told her to get out. So the biggest thing you could do is get the hell out. It might be hard. It might be one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do is be on your own. But I was a single mom, raised my kids alone, and I do not regret it a day in my life. It was the best thing I ever could have done. So if you guys take anything from this, stand your ground, be your own person, get the same respect as the other person would want. Or there's no point of being in that relationship. Relationships need to be equal. Equal respect. Treating each other the same way. Not this, oh, the woman does whatever and, she has to cook, clean, work, do all this, and the guy doesn't because he's not a woman. Like, no, I'm not doing that shit. No. I'm your wife or girlfriend, not your mama. So we are equals. And, I'm not kidding. I worked 2 jobs. Cooked, cleaned, did everything, wore myself out. Actually, my doctor said the stress of everything, and then with court on top of it going against him, made all my diseases come out. It was bad. But in a short blurb, please make sure you guys care about your mental health, please, because it's not worth it. It's not worth staying. It's just going to get worse. Speaking from somebody who dealt with domestic violence and mental issues, please walk the fuck away. Because it might be hard as fuck in the beginning, guys, and it is, but it's worth it. So worth it. But, off that side note, now Thomas has it. So I'm waiting for, I was lucky. I thought the doctor's office was completely closed on the weekends, so, which they normally are. But the pediatrician on call, Phoebe, she sent over Tamiflu for Thomas. So whenever Rite Aid actually does it, which I'm going to get dressed in a little bit and get over there, because Rite Aid is known for being the most slack off freaking pharmacy where I live anyway. The most slack off. Like, all they do is slack off. They suck. They really do. The Rite Aid at by my house across the street from Walgreens, which is hilarious, sucks. They do. And I'm not even like exaggerating. They really do. They are so slow. They do not they have like 6 people on working and you still can't get shit done. Meanwhile, the Walgreens that I go to for like a decade or so will get your stuff, even if they're super busy, have all your meds ready in 10 minutes. Like, I don't understand that. They have like 2 or 3 people working, so whatever. I'm just hoping I don't get sick, which I have a funny feeling I'm going to, so I just got done being sick, though, for like a month. And I'm already in like 2 freaking flare-ups that haven't gone down because my bones, and that's a mess in itself, guys. Jesus Lord. So apparently Albany Med doesn't have an orthopedics, which, what? You're a #1 trauma center and #1 physician clinic place, and you don't have orthopedics? Whatever. So my doctor said she's going to put me in for a bone and joints center in Albany. So I was like, I think I went there for when I had bone cancer anyway. So they might have my stuff on file. But I need to see a good doctor, because my bone doctor here sucks. Like, it says all the bad shit I have. My primary saw what my Achilles heel looks like with it being torn. And she's like, you need to go see somebody, like, now. And my bones just keep breaking. Nobody knows why. But, I don't know. It's just a mess, guys. So, I keep trying to do stuff, and I can't because I have a lot going on with 2 kids now with the flu. And, yeah, it's been a mess. But I am going to go live soon. I'm waiting for my denture fit to come in so I could do that live with you guys. And I have announcements and stuff I want to do. And I'm going to be doing a denture fit giveaway. I don't know how many people are going to watch this. I wonder if I should throw the giveaway in here. Next video. And I'm not going to say that. So anybody who watched this video fully through, you know my next video is going to be a denture fit giveaway video. And it's going to be, shh, don't tell anybody. It's only for people who actually watch my videos. But I love you guys. And with that, you'll be getting the full upper, the full bottom, and denture clean as well. Which is the second thing on the market that kills harmful bad bacteria. Dr. B does kill the most, but they still kill staph, strep, and all of that. So that'll be in a whole other video. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe. God bless. Later, guys.